For men considered attractive, how often do people actually tell you that you're attractive? About once every couple months. I just have a handsome face. Same here. I'm kind of used to hearing it now. But as someone who was told to my face I was ugly as a young teen and didn't have much luck in those years, I still feel very lucky to have aged gracefully. Things picked up pretty significantly for me in late 20s. Didn't need to drop loads of weight or anything. Just grew into myself somehow. I swear men hit a second puberty in their late 20s. It's happened to so many of my friends. Yup. Happened to me. Changes started around 21 to 25. Still going at 30. My beard didn't start to really fill in until 25, and it's only now at 32 that I have something that I can just let it go, and it looks good. Like the way a beard should look. When 18-year-olds ask me how I managed that and point out their underdeveloped peach fuzz, I tell them sorry man, I'm just old. You're probably not going to see development like this until at least your mid-20s. You're going to have that patchiness for a while. If it makes you feel any better, my beard looked worse than yours at your age. I get looked at, sometimes stared at. I never struggled to talk with girls. They would always be physical with me too, even when I don't want them to. One girl even grabbed my lower back area without my consent in college and nobody took me seriously when I called it out. Lol. I was incredibly naive in high school and just assumed a lot of girls wanted to be my friend. I never actually dated in high school. The inappropriate non-consensual touching from non-friends was never cool and wasn't ever taken seriously. I had co-workers hugging me from behind and pulling on my hips. Managers just said that they can't help it and I should just enjoy the touch of a woman. It's controversial, but women bosses have been the worst for me. They always tried to do something with me despite being married, and when I would refuse them, they created problems for me. The best place I thrive in is teams where there's only dudes, and that's sad because some women I worked with were stellar, but they were the exception in corporate America. You were up. The manager that told me that S was also a feminist and she believed that men can't be raped and that minorities can't be racist. She ended up getting fired and saw some jail time. It came out that she was dipping into the pool tips. Oh, and she peed on the patio door on camera. People act nice, but rarely say it straight up, like they do with women. Once every 12 to 18 months. Does that count? I'm due for another compliment any day now actually. Hey man, you're f-smockin'. Absolutely hot. Creep/s. Basically only comes out when people are drunk. There seems to be a tradition of grads at work playing FMK at the Christmas party, and for several years I've been told I feature highly on F&M. Pretty often, I get a waitress about every time I go out tell me I have the most beautiful eyes. My college-age daughter's friends all call me daddy stock, which freaks me out, and she has told me that a bunch of her close friends think I'm hot. I have modeled for a few different men's clothing lines in the past. Now I'm 40 and I'm coming into my rugged man era. They tell me with their eyes, how do you deal with the attention in public? Just get used to it. I feel like I'm being ogled. It's just normal. You just know you're being watched, and when you look up you see people staring at you, and they all try to look away. The women my age look away. The women like twice my age stare somewhere below my eye line, and keep doing it, and don't make eye contact, even when I look at them like hello. I thought I was ugly when they look away. Once every 6 to 12 months. Mom not included. Every day by my mom. Yeah, well, your mom's right. It's actually kind of creepy. Random people will yell out of their cars when I dress up and walk by, or say it when I pass them on the street sometimes. Weird messages from strangers on social media. And while some people may like that, it makes me feel very self-conscious. It's also been a weird thing in my male friendships that the guys are sometimes feeling insecure or competitive with me, and I'm not aware of what's going on or understand why they are being weird around me. And I have had strange situations where straight guys who drink too much and also start to hit on me, thinking they might be bisexual and coming on to me. My best friend, whenever he drinks too much, at some point during the night, will ask, do you know how handsome you are? Do you even realize? And to be honest, I never know what to say and just try to change the subject. When I was a teenager and in my 20s, I was sexualized and hit on and harassed by my older bosses. I went out to clubs and people would touch me or try to lift my shirt to see my core. In job interviews, people would comment on my looks. A lot of people I guess like that attention. I don't, and it sometimes made me feel very unsafe. View 200D. I've been on dates before, and people have come up to our table and started asking me outright in front of my dad, it's not cool, alright? I really don't know why people think their behavior is okay. I'm just a regular everyday quiet guy. I'm athletic and tall, and I don't think I'm ugly, but I'm not a model or Hollywood actor or anything. In college my GF helped me get an interview at her job. Her managers, older straight woman and gay guy, didn't know we were together, and later on GF showed me the managers sent texts in their work group chat that the new hire was hot and other stuff. It always makes me uncomfortable when it affects professional opportunities. Before I hit 25, nobody apart from my family. After 25, roughly most women I've met and had an interest in me mentioned it. Keep in mind, post 25 I had developed a kind of respect for myself and carried myself differently, very differently from before 25. It made all the difference. Yep, this similar thing I have noticed with my own self-growth. When you have high esteem and are just doing your own thing, everybody wants you. Probably 5 to 6 times a year maximum depending on where I go. Even then it's more just general compliments about something specific though, i.e. you look great, as in general though, that you could think it's about your outfit for example, rather than your looks, not damn you're hot. The latter part only happens if I'm out drinking and bump into someone fairly drunk. About once a week, but only from other men complimenting my physique or saying they're gonna get in the gym to look like me. Women compliment. Rarely, however, they will tell my wife how handsome I am, but rarely to me. Same. It is more that you notice different phenomena like never developing the skill of asking out women because they've always asked you out. Didn't have to ask out a woman until I was in my 30s, and even then my GF now approached me. Lol, women approaching you or staring at you and engaging with you organically happens much more often. They maintain eye contact much longer. A big part of it is not just someone explicitly telling you that you're handsome. Strangers. Rarely. Maybe once a month or so from guys at work or a random sort of person in orbit. A week ago my GF showed a picture of us to another lady from work who said I was beyond handsome and asked where my GF found a guy like that. Could have been the photo though. I'm not in the upper echelon of good looking guys. Not model attractive. I think I'm easy enough on the eyes. But again not model looking. Very good looking men are rare in my opinion. I live in a major city and rarely see man that wows me. I imagine their experience is a lot different. People act a lot different around a very good looking man. How would a guy need to look to wow you? Good bone structure that all meshes well together. Not too unbalanced or strong/soft. Then the obvious things like height, shoulders, hair, body fat and muscle mass. I don't know because I don't keep track of it. But most compliments I get are more focused on my style and not my genetics, which I do appreciate since my style is my choice and how I look was not. I'll preface this with the fact that I don't believe I'm anything all that special. I'm in good shape from consistent exercise and dietary control and look young for my age. I do just consider myself a regular guy though. People will rarely say it directly with words. Maybe I'll hear it once or twice over the span of a few months. It's everything else that tells me I don't look so bad. Their body language, eye contact. Sometimes people who have a little more social anxiety than others will tremble a little bit if we are in a situation where we are interacting. While I'm at work, I work behind a bar. I'm not everybody's cup for tea, but there are people who, if I were single and looking to mingle, they're the ones I know would be down to hang out just by how they look at me. As others have mentioned, usually if it's actually verbal, it'll be a mention about eyes, smile, style, etc. Once in couple of months. The last time was a little cringy but flattering. My sister told me that her boyfriend's mom apparently thought I was so super good looking. She said to my sister, "I just gotta tell you this, but holy cow, your brother is good looking." It was hard to not look at him. I laughed but also blushed. I get told I have beautiful eyes about once a week by some stranger, usually women. I'll have old gay men make insane comments to me in stores, and younger women be overtly friendly where it doesn't make sense every few weeks. I'm a short guy and I imagine it would be insane if I was tall. I try to just take the compliments, not be rude, and keep my ego in check. But I definitely understand why women complain about men complimenting them in stores. I'm told I'm attractive mainly by older women and often. I'm 44 and it seems it's always been that way. Women at work tell me almost weekly, and also customers outside of work. Older women, of course. It doesn't change my opinion of myself though. I think of myself as just average looking, or maybe less than average, since girls in my dating range aren't vocal about it. It doesn't matter how many compliments I might hear, because when it isn't from the right group it doesn't mean much to me. I get called handsome, fine chap, good looking by older women. I work with them. They are usually my patients, but the ones I would care about don't ever say it, so I always take the compliments with pinches of salt. If only we found women 20 plus years older than us attractive. I've overheard an elderly woman around 80 say to someone about me, "He looks like a movie star." Gee, thanks granny. It happens often enough that it doesn't stand out anymore, I guess, especially comments regarding my eyes or smile. It used to be more surprising in my late teens/early 20s, after I dropped a lot of weight and started getting more attention. My wife tells me all the time that she loves my shoulders. Some people think I'm attractive. Some think I'm hideous. It's really subjective. I often received compliments on my eyes when I was young. I guess I've seen a lot, and they're not so pretty anymore. I don't think I'm very attractive, but I'm being told that I'm a few times from trusted people. I have never once been told by a stranger woman that I'm attractive, but I get women flirting with me at random places maybe once a month. I don't ever go to bars, so it's just out in my daily life. People tell me I'm good looking, and I don't believe that. I mean, I was called ugly a number of times when I was in school and growing up, and that to my face. Maybe that has shaped how I see myself. I mean, I have a friend of an ex-man called me good looking and gave me a kiss. And then I have another colleague at work who always tell me I'm good looking. I'm starting to develop an awareness about it, which is good, I think. Other men compliment me, I would say fairly regularly, but I also happen to frequent some mostly gay spaces and go to the gym. Women rarely compliment me. I think the vast majority of compliments outside my family and a couple friends were from other men, lol. My mom tells me once a month. So yeah, I'm adorable. It really depends. For some people, they'll just straight up tell you. For e.g., a good looking guy straight up asked me whether my hair is naturally like this or like what, and then proceeded to tell me that they are absolutely beautiful. Other times, someone gay straight up asked me out in the middle of a night while I was walking home. That was creepy as hell. NGL. The people who know me or see me regularly say at the gym straight up, you way too much stuff. Like, oh, have fun with your GF. Even if right now I'm currently single. Or like, I take it you're having fun with your GF a lot. Huh. Maybe they just assume I'm getting loads of action just because I look cheerful, or ask me to set up with someone I know, as if they're assuming that I have some phono book of like hundreds of women on my speed dial or something. Like, most people actually don't blurt out the obvious part put loud, but make way too many assumptions. For context, a lot of this is from my experience as a regular in my gym. As for women, well, they are definitely more sneaky. I'll give them that, though. I have caught a few just straight up ogling me without hesitation. Even when I caught her, they seemingly are quite interested. You can sense that they are trying to eavesdrop into your conversation with others. I admit, because they are somewhat curious about me. Closed bracket comma. They kind of put themselves out there for me. Like, for example, some girl would stand next to me and sort of stretch herself in a way to make sure I get a good look at her, whilst just minding her own business and play innocent. One got irrationally irritated for no reason when I was looking at some other girl. I wasn't even checking her out. Just saw that the girl has straight blonde long hair, yet it was a hot frizzy, so was thinking that perhaps she should oil them a little. Guess the other girl thought that I was checking her out. I have seen some of the older women looking at me, sometimes introducing me out of nowhere to some of their younger friends. I'm sure it was just because I'm somewhat well known, rather than some other reason, but you never know. And well, the kids straight up stare at me for way too long sometimes. I do find that cute, since most of them have like begrounded eyes on their small face and I can't help but flash them a sneaky smile. So, yeah. Everyone practically takes note how sneakily depends on them whenever I walk past them, and it's hard to avoid attention tbh. Have been few times when someone didn't see me and got relieved that I got invisible for a moment, only for them to sneakily turn around to check me out when they were out of sight, or at least they thought so. Strangers / people who see me for the first time in the gym seemingly do get more impressed / dazzled as compared to be regulars. Guess they are accustomed to seeing me, so I'm just a normal guy for them now. TLDR, I guess they don't say out loud the obvious, but rather just assume a bunch of things. Their body language changes around you. The way they look at you is very indicative. Tip: look for indirect signs rather than direct signs, and a fair bit does depend on the demographic, culture, social circle, etc. that you hang out with. The saddest part about this is how that, even when men are at their best looking good, they only get complimented once every month. Speaks to how there is such a massive confidence issue in average guys. I'm not good looking. Even my own mother told me that years ago when I was a teenager in the 70s. She did say I wasn't bad looking, I was just not good looking. Amazingly enough, I seem to get better looking when drunk girls find out I have money. Lol.